Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm creating an abstract watercolor spread in my watercolor journal. The journal that I'm using is from Kunst und Papier. It's a German manufacturer. I'm starting my page with an oil pastel. It's from Sennelier and it's a silver metallic pastel, and I just add some elements to the background. The oil pastels are waterproof and they will resist the watercolors, and so they will pop up from the page. As the process is not so long, I decided to keep it in real time. When I want to learn from other artists, I always prefer seeing them working in real time. Otherwise, you can't almost learn anything, or it's really hard to do, I think. And as this only takes about 20 minutes, I thought that's not too long for a YouTube video, and if it's too long for you, you can just go to the settings of the video and turn it to a higher speed. I use my fingers to smooth out the oil pastels and I rub them into the paper. The Sennelier oil pastels are amazing. They're super high quality. I really love them and I definitely would love to get more of them. The thing is, they are very expensive, but I think maybe for my birthday I will invest in a set. When you use oil pastels in your art journal, I recommend using a fixative for them, and that's not so easy because when you're working, especially in mixed media, you can't use a fixative on every page because sometimes you might have stamping on it, and that can happen that the stamping will bleed. But here, when I'm using it just with the watercolors, you can use a universal fixative when you're done with your watercolors, and then you can go on top with more, with stamping or such. I also sometimes use just gel medium when I work on a more mixed media page to fix the oil pastels. Now I'm starting with the watercolors. I'm working really intuitive without any big plan. The only thing I have in mind are the colors. I clip the pages on the left side all together so I avoid buckling of the paper. For the background, I'm working mostly with the wet and wet technique. I love how the colors blend together. As always, there is a link to my blog post in the video description, and you can check that out and have a look at the photos. The watercolors I'm using here are from different brands. I believe I've started with the orange from RosaGallery because it's one of my favorite colors. It's super transparent and really vibrant. And the pink must be from vanGogh. I am a really big fan of the vanGogh watercolors. Here I'm using their dusk green. It's a granulating color and you can get really beautiful effects. It always depends a bit on the paper you are using, if the granulation shows up very much or not so much. To create depth in a painting, although if it's not very detailed and just abstract, it's important to mix the cool and the warm colors. I don't want to say that you have to mix them together, but you have to have both on your page. So I have that cool blue that should stand for the background that is more far away, and the warmer orange tones. You have to be a bit careful when you work wet into wet and you have complementary colors next to each other, that they don't mix too much, because they will create a muddy color and you will get a lot of brown or gray. This can be good if you want some neutral tones, but I am not the fan of the neutral tones, and also if it gets too much, the whole page will not look very nice in the end. I want to add some flowers and leaves to this page to create kind of a wildflower look, and I start by already adding some branches to the wet background. It's not wet in every area, but in some, and this is just to create a background layer. I will go on top when it's dry and create another layer of flourishes, and that will give you some more depth. I've tried this with my heat tool and I go on top with a next layer. I'm creating different leaf shapes just to look everything more vibrant, and it also gives you more depth. I think adding splatters to such a loose painting always makes it more vibrant and more interesting. When I'm adding splatters, I always use the same colors that I have already on the page. Here I'm using the red from the flowers and also a bit of the orange. I tried this with my heat tool again, and now I'm going in with the uniPosca markers and just create some leafy shapes on top of the ones I've painted, and that creates even more dimension. And this is the final page. You see that this took me about, the video is 16 minutes and I needed about 20 minutes to paint that with the drying process. And so this is something you can do almost every day because it's not much time and you can get creative and just play. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope we see us next time. Bye!